This is the place where we celebrate creativity and equality. And if you're just joining us, we're back with the director and writers of the hit web and television series Anyone But Me, Tina Cesa Ward and Susan Miller. And also joining us now are the incredibly talented leading ladies, Miss Rachael Flores, a.k.a. Vivian. Hello, Rachael.
Hello, how's it going?
It's great. And Miss Nicole Payson, a.k.a. Aster. Hi, Nicole.
Hello.
Excellent. First of all, I think it's incredible that you guys have come together and put together this amazing web series. How incredible is it for you two leading ladies to represent these characters in this series?
Rach, you wanna go first?
Sure, why not? It is pretty
You're
incredible.
a team.
It's just been, I don't think any of us, when we started out, really figured that it would take on this much life. I mean, certainly you hope that at the beginning of any project, but I'm not sure how much any of us sort of like are prepared for it when it happens. And but it's been just a wild, fun, exciting ride, and yeah, it's been a pleasure, you know.
Well, you're a pleasure to watch. What about you, Nicole?
I would say, I agree completely on that, and it was funny. I remember like first sitting around Susan's place and kind of talking about the project after we'd all been cast, and having very high hopes and kind of looking around the room and seeing everybody having those hopes, but not really knowing what to expect, especially because, you know, you think about it and like, that was 4 years ago. So the whole web series idea, I mean, the web in general, was at a very different place 4 years ago. And so it was uncharted territory. And I don't think anybody knew quite what to expect, but just hoped that it would be something great. And we felt like we had a project that was worth bringing to people. So, yeah, I think especially now that the series ended, I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling it more than ever, the impact of the whole thing. I think more people are getting on board than ever have before.
Yeah.
Now that it's over, which I'm laughing to myself because a lot of the shows that I have loved myself, that's how I've gotten into them, were like post them finishing, you know. So it's just, it's hitting me more and more all the time, the impact that this show has had and how unbelievably proud I am to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's been one of the things that I was sort of not particularly prepared for, you know, especially after this is over, is that I'm still getting, like, you know, emails saying, hey, I just found your show, this is amazing.
Yes.
And it's
Right.
like, I kind of didn't anticipate that actually happening. I probably should have, but
It's an amazing show, and it's obviously become a staple in pop culture. I have a really curious question. When you were preparing for these roles as actors, what kind of influences did you use? I've always been curious if it has been difficult to play gay or not.
Oh my gosh! Well, I guess I'll jump in first.
Yeah, can we get some?
It's not as difficult for me, perhaps.
Is that
Nicole speaking?
Hi, Nicole.
Hi. I'm bi in real life.
Okay.
So, and when we started the project, I was in a long-term relationship with a woman. So, I mean, like, life was imitating art imitating life. So
interesting? Okay.
Yeah, there was really little break. But I did have, like, what was funny is, I don't know, Rach, feel free to agree or disagree with me on this, but I feel like I was more nervous about it than Rachael was, probably.
Really? Why so? I mean, you had references.
You know, because it wasn't even about the personal stuff. It's that I found like my kind of 15, 16-year-old self coming back into play, where I was terrified that, like, my straight friends around me would think that I was attracted to them and would get freaked out and this and that.
Yeah.
And so because it was the first gay character I was playing, I brought all, and acting with a straight co-star, all of that kind of came up for me in a way that I didn't really expect. So, like, I would say it was probably harder for me. Anyway, Rach,
I think I have to agree with that. I remember, like, the first time that we sort of, we had our little meeting. We met for coffee in Washington Square Park before this all started. And I remember her saying, she's like, I just want to make sure that you're comfortable. And, like, it didn't at all occur to me that I would be uncomfortable or that, like, that was territory that needed to be covered. Or
Well, I commend both of you for your work and your talent. It reads well. It is relatable. I was telling both Tina and Susan that my daughter is gay and she loves the show, and she has a little crush on you, Nicole. But anyway, we
Who doesn't?
right, exactly. Yeah, when she starts talking about the hotness, I don't know how to, really, I'm a parent. What do I? Okay, so, but we really appreciate the representation and the integrity in which you played those roles. I wanted to ask Susan and Tina, the show has ended. Hearts are broken. People are begging for a reprise. Can we get a season 4 somewhere? Is there nothing going to happen beyond season 3?
First of all, just like in science fiction, nothing ever really ends. But, just it's so touching. And yes, we've lived with these characters and the show for so long. And it's so... rewarding to know how far we've come. But also we have to be realistic. There are lots of considerations. Other work that we have to do. Half of our cast now living in L.A., Nicole, and, which does make it difficult. And, just knowing when it's time to end the show, which is now that people want more.
Yeah, that usually happens.
That it exists on the web forever, and you just never know what Anyone But Me will bring in terms of either inspiration or how it may turn up in the future. I want to add something here about the chemistry of these two gals.
Yes.
Not only the physical chemistry, but their emotional connection and how well they turned out to inhabit the roles each of them played. The differences in those personalities. And I think in the series finale, they're so wonderfully present.
Yes.
And it speaks to the actors as well as what we've laid out for them, Tina and I, that you feel at the end that they have come through so much.
Right. Bravo, ladies. When you were funding season 3, I heard that you had given back to the community. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, because we raised funds from our fans, we wanted to do something and give at least a small part of it back to an organization in New York. We felt we were a New York show, and that was important. And we chose the Ali Forney Center, which is an organization that shelters and educates homeless LGBT youth. And they're doing wonderful things, and they really do need support. So we're happy to do that.
Well, we'll make sure there are deets and links at TheSatinLounge.com. We need to support them. Satin Lounge, we can do it. Let's speak towards the future. Tina, I know that you're working on some new projects.
Well, I had done a mini-series called Good People in Love, which is on the web now. You can look it up and check it out.
Okay.
Rachael is also in it, which was about, it's just a 5-part mini-series, which took place on the night that New York passed the Equal Marriage Bill. So it's just about the idea of marriage and what it means to people in different parts of their lives and all of that. So that is out, and I'm really happy about that. And then I'm prepping a couple of other series. One of them is called Guards of Dagmar, which I'm prepping to go into a funding campaign. It's kind of I've been feeling the starting all over again thing with starting to do another web series and taking on all of that it entails in the beginning.